up, guys? It's Extreme Game Guy here. Today I'm going to be playing some more Mortar 3.0. Mortar, Spear Goblins, Cycle, Rocket. As you can see, I went 6-2 in the global tournament. I'm still trying to win some. These rewards are garbage. Thanks, Supercell. And I'll be sharing some global tournament replays and some ladder replays. As you can see, my log's pretty good. I only got 2 losses. These ones down here were just a bunch of friendly battles that I did. And I have an annoying dog who likes to squeeze his ball. Let's get into the replays. I'm going to show you a really heavy beatdown deck. It's right here. It's Golem, Balloon, Wizard. It's crazy. I'm like, how am I going to beat this? I saw a balloon and I'm like, okay, this is not a very great matchup. And then he played his golem and I'm like, I'm screwed. Good game. So he makes a mistake. He lets my, he's awfully loud. He lets my Ice Spear connect. So he has this. So I was thinking about just rocketing it. But I just Tesla and Spear Goblins. And it ends up defending everything. Barbarian Barrel, Balloon, Hunter. So, power of Spear Goblins, am I right? So, unfortunately, my Mortar locks onto that Valkyrie. But then it locks onto the tower. I save my Mortar with the Knight. And he fireballs. But that'll get, I think, only one more shot. I was thinking of going Ice Spirit Bats, but I just go Ice Spirit. And I'm up a ton of Elixir. So, right here, I'm just going to log the cycle because I don't want to... I never like splitting bats in the back because they never get any value. It's just 2 elixir wasted. It's basically the equivalent of leaking 2 elixir. So here, even though I'm not even going for this tower, a mortar by itself can take it down halfway or so. And so I always go mortar opposite lane because it causes them to use a card on the lane they're not wanting to. So I go Tesla. It pulls the balloon, and I try and take out the balloon before it gets to the Tesla because it can one-shot the Tesla. So we take out the golem with barely taking any damage except from the golemites. And I place a knight on the... No, I don't place a knight. Spear Goblins end up taking out the hunter, which is pretty good. As you can see, we're doing really good for damage and elixir. So I just play some mortar. He has tombstone, which is like the best building to counter mortar. So I'm like, okay, fine, you do you. So I think I just rocket here. Yeah, I do. So I rocket. I didn't have much to do. He had a wizard there, so I couldn't like bats or anything. Which I did, but like I think the wizard was targeted onto something else. So the hunter goes for my Spear Goblins, and he goes golem in the back. I go mortar, and I log the tombstone, I think, or no, I don't. And it pops as soon as my mortar is done loading. And as you can see, that's a pretty healthy lock right there. I go Tesla, because Tesla can take out a golem by itself, pretty much. And I go knight on the wizard. And then I pull them to the king tower here with my mortar. But they won't survive to make it to the king tower. They go opposite ways. The golemites go opposite ways. And he goes golem at the bridge. Because he knew he's probably in the elixir lead. So, I'm having trouble. I'm not having trouble. I defend this pretty efficiently. And here is where I get a bunch of trouble. I cycle a mortar to get to my knight. I don't know why I didn't place it on top of the wizard. And apparently the wizard decides to switch targets on me. So we do take a 1 wizard hit, which is fine. It's not that much damage. So here, I think I'm going to go mortar. Or not. Yeah, this knight was amazing. It got the barbarian and it got the... So here I go mortar opposite lane. You just have to not be afraid to switch lanes against golem because if they defend the mortar with anything that's like 4 elixir or more, then they don't have that much elixir to spend on the other lane. So it's always better for you. I make a slight misplay here. I placed my knight too late, so I tank a couple of knight hits, but it's fine. If I get one mortar hit, which I do right here, I can just rock it, and I'll leave it with 2 health, but the mortar shoots and it takes out the top. So that was a golem balloon deck that I just beat with mortar. I'm not going to show you that deck, but it was, I will actually, it was really close. Hopefully you don't face a deck like this. He just played all legendaries on my first win in the global tournament. So, when he played Royal Ghost, I was thinking maybe like P.E.K.K.A. Bridge spam, something like that. But I find out that it's not. And I'm like, wait, Night Witch, Royal Ghost, Minor, Electro Wizard. Is this all legendaries? And I found out it is. But surprisingly enough, it's really close. Because he played his bandit very well. And I placed the mortar there because I didn't want the bandit to charge onto my tower. I was just being safe. So that was a misplay. But now I have a mortar on the field and I'm down like 3 elixir or so. So he gives me a ton of value for my knight and bats, of course, because bats are super strong. I'm like, why are you playing a level 9 Ice Wizard in the global tournament if it's a level 10 tournament? I mean, level 11. Come on, Supercell, level 11 tournament. That's kind of ridiculous. But as you can see, we just go clean slate right there. I'm still in the damage lead, so it's looking alright for me. Not great, not bad. But he does this, and he lets my mortar lock on, which, don't do that. Don't let the mortar lock on. And my Tesla goes away, so I have to place a knight. So far, not that bad, but not great either, like I said. So he keeps on chipping away with his miner. So eventually the miner gets to me, and the miner gets tons of chip damage, and you'll see that how close it gets. So we're still just playing my normal mortar game. Nothing special here. Just textbook what you would do in a regular mortar game. So I used an Ice Spirit to soak up a Royal Ghost hit, so the Tesla will pop out. And as you can see right here, he gets a ton of damage, which is E-Wiz and Miner. And my tower is down to 1879. So I think now I'm going to start rocketing bandits if he places them in the back. I let that bandit charge because that's not even the tower he's going for. I like some elixir just to wait and see what he does. And the lumberjack bypasses, so I have to log it. And this miner gets tons of damage on my tower. So as you can see, we're in a very bad spot right here. I place another Tesla because Teslas have proven to be very good in this match. And we place a mortar. So he places very well. He tanks for the mortar, and then he places an Ice Wizard to take it out. So I have to go Ice Spirit, Tesla. Make sure that bandit does not get on our tower. He lets my mortar lock, but I let his miner get tons of damage. And as you can see, it's 521 to 1172. And I'm not feeling very good about this. I'm like, it's my first game in the global tournament, really? So he lets my mortar lock on again. That's not a good play. Don't let mortars lock on if you're facing Mortar Cycle. And I figured out that he's running all legendaries, so I'm like, his only spell is the log. So as long as I don't let him get below 100 or so, or like as long as I don't let him get below 150, then I'm fine. So right here, I have to go Spear Goblins, and here is the huge play. the miner gets one. He doesn't even get another hit. If he got one more hit, that would have been game, because it has 83 health. And I think his miner was, I'll have to check. But I'm able to rock it, and I have 83 health left on my tower. Let's see how much damage his miner does. He had level 11, so he would have he would have had to get 2 hits. So it's not as close as I thought, but man, it was crazy when I was experiencing it. So, oh, let's do this one. P.E.K.K.A. Sparky. So, this was pretty crazy game. I rocketed an Executioner in the beginning, and then he places Sparky. But this one, I don't want to share this one. There's a crazier one. This bait deck was even crazier. And this will be the final one, or maybe I can make a long video. Do you guys want to see a long video? Let me know in the comments. I'll make this one long, and tell me if you want to see more long videos. So I thought that would be a center goblin barrel, so I log it back. But it barely didn't get an extra hit because I logged it too far back. So right now I'm down 1 elixir because I spent 6. He only spent 5. Now I know he has bait. I didn't know he had dart goblin though, so right here kind of sucked because his Inferno Tower tanked the first hit. And I feel so bad. I didn't play the challenge because I was taking a break from Royale. And I don't have the emote. And I heard about the emote after the challenge ended. I'm like, oh god, really? I mean, the emote isn't that good, but if I'm being honest, the emote is kind of crappy, but it's limited edition, and that just shows you that you're a good player. Feels like everybody I faced had that emote, so I played Tesla because he doesn't have like a hog rider or a golem. So it's going to be very hard for him to get past the Tesla because he doesn't have like a high health unit. I logged this, which is a mistake. I shouldn't have logged that. I should have just let the Tesla get it because it didn't even preserve my mortar for 1 extra shot. That was a lot of talking. So my mortar gets locked onto the tower again. And so far, he's gotten more damage than I have. Now I got more damage. And the mortar will get maybe 1 more shot. I think it's 1 more shot at the very last second. Yeah. And I placed a Tesla up high because bait has a hard time dealing with like those high Teslas. And so far we're doing pretty good. So I don't log that because I thought the Tesla would have enough life to take out the princess. So I just go Ice Spirit, Spear Goblins, and boom. He lets my Spear Goblin get 1 hit, which might not seem like a lot, but it is. So I logged that Goblin Barrel. If you have Tornado, you can log on offense more often. But in this deck, you don't have Tornado, which puts you at a slight disadvantage. But as you can see from this replay, Tesla has proven to be very good. He gives me tons of log value. I take it. I take like a couple of Spear Goblin hits, but that's fine. And I try to protect this Inferno Tower. I don't. He doesn't have enough elixir for Inferno Tower. So I accidentally logged there. I realized after I logged that the mortar would be locked on to the Dart Goblin. For some reason my mortar didn't shoot at all there. I was hoping that my mortar would get locked on, but it didn't. So it'll shoot the knight, I think, yeah. And now I log on offense because I only need 1 more shot, and then I can rock it. He says thanks. I say thanks back because I'm a dirty BMer and mortar player. And I kiss goodbye. And that's going to be it for that replay. So, the more recent replays, I don't know. This one was alright, but there was one of them. I think this one. This was a pretty intense game. And as you can see, we're facing off against the Hog Rider sort of cycle, sort of just Hog Rider deck. He's not very good, as you can see, defensive Hog Rider as his starting play. And I just Ice Spirit here, take out the... I don't Ice Spirit. Well, good job on me. I only take one bad hit, and that's not worth 1 elixir. I Ice Spirit there, and it stops the Fire Spirit, and I have to play as a Knight. And I knew I was down elixir, but the Knight would be very good on offense with the Mortar. So he plays his Hog, and he Fireballs, so I just placed a defensive Tesla, not an offensive one. So now I know I'm up like a couple of an elixir, but apparently I was only up like a 1. So right here I just place Bats. Bats are really good. I place Bats up high so he doesn't get any spell value with a Zap. I end up having to play a Knight so I don't take tons of damage. My Ice Spirit jumped on the wrong thing, so now that puts me in the elixir deficit by like 1 elixir. So he places a Knight, and he places a Hog Rider, so I know my Tesla will get a ton of value. And I log the Fire Spirits because I don't want to deal with them. And I try and get most value out of my Tesla as I can. And my Spirit Goblins stay alive, so my Spirit Goblins can get 2 hits, maybe 3, no, 2 hits. 2 Spirit Goblin hits is pretty good. It's like 150, 160 damage on the tower. So I always appreciate a free 160 damage. I was tempted to rocket that Valkyrie, but I don't. I think I rocket right here. No, I don't rocket. I was tempted to. I think I rocket here. No, I'm still not rocketing. I rocket there at the worst possible time, and I miss everything. And I lose a lot of health on my tower. It's like losing a lot of blood in your brain. So now I'm in the elixir deficit because I was being dumb and I didn't rocket. Don't be dumb. Just rocket. So here I'm not going to defend too much on the left side because I know it's the tower he's not going for. But surprisingly enough, a Hog Rider with no health and 3 Bats do more damage than he did the entire game. So he places his Valkyrie outside of my Mortar's range. And unfortunately, my Spirit Goblins get taken out by his Fire Spirits. And I was hoping my Mortar would get locked on while the Hog Rider would be in the blind spot, but it does not. So here the Valkyrie comes charging in. I don't know why he's going Valkyrie at the bridge. It's not doing anything for him. So my Mortar does get locked on. And I just place a Tesla for the Hog Rider. I log back the Fire Spirits because that does a ton of damage. And my Mortar got like 1 shot, but still, I still need to do 2,000 damage in like 2.5 minutes. So I knew it's going to be a long game here. So I just play Spirit Goblins, Bats, anything that take out. I knew he's planning a Hog attack. If you go Fire Spirits in the back and then Bats, you know they're trying to do something. And he lets my Spirit Goblins get tons of damage with my Bats tanking for them. And it takes the tower down to 1477. But he's still in the damage lead. And I'm like, oh my god. He should just play for the draw. Because, like, he's not getting through my Tesla. And I'm not getting through his Valkyrie and Knight. But I did right there. And which was kind of surprising to me. I got 1 shot, which was amazing, like hallelujah. So I place a Tesla for the Hog Rider. I try to log back the Fire Spirits, but it doesn't end up working. So now I'm just thinking Rocket Cycle. And when he played that Valkyrie, I got scared because I thought he had his Hog Rider. He ended up having his Hog Rider, but not when I thought he did, because he could have gotten so much more damage if he had it earlier. So now I just need any sort of damage that I can get. to get it low enough for my rocket. My rocket at level 10 is 473. Did you see that? The ice spear jumped on the hog rider and it looked frozen, but it wasn't. It jumped in midair while being frozen. That was kind of crazy. So I rocket the tower, I dab on him, and man, it was crazy. Crazy long match, and it was pretty intense. A lot of thoughts were running through my mind, like, am I going to beat him? Is anybody even going to win? But as you can see, Motorcycle has been amazing in the global tournament, and it has been pushing me up pretty far, if I do say so myself. And it's been a lot of fun to play. This is one of the most fun decks to play. If you're into Siege and you want to learn something other than Expo, I suggest this deck. If you like spell cycle decks, just quick cycle decks in general, this deck is a lot of fun to play. It teaches you all the micro interactions, and yeah. If you want to see more Motorcycle, there's 2 different channels I'd like to recommend. One of them is named HBR. He's more of like a mid-ladder, like 5,000 trophy gameplay. If you want to see that, he has higher level gameplay than my like low ladder. And then another one is Legendary. I'll put both of their links in the description. Check them out. I love watching them. I get a bunch of my tips, especially Legendary, because HBR doesn't do voice, but his gameplay is insane. He does tons of rocket predictions and crazy plays, so check them out if you're really into Motorcycle, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.